Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, 14th chapter, text 36. 30 to 40, these 11 verses describe Brahma, his appeal for mercy and the glories of Brajavasis. Tabad raga dayastena, tabad kara griham griham, तावन मोह अंग्रनी गुरो जावत कृष्ण नते जना. My dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotees, their material attachments and desires remain thieves, their homes remain prisons, and their affectionate feelings for their family members remain foot shackles. In the purport, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada Maharaj say, apparently the residents of Vrindavan, the abode of Lord Krishna, are simple householders engaged in ordinary affairs such as herding cows, cooking, rearing children, and performing religious ceremonies. However, all these activities are intensely engaged in the loving service of Lord Krishna. The residents of Vrindavan perform all activities in pure Krishna consciousness and thus exist in the most exalted platform of liberated life. Otherwise, the same activities performed without Krishna consciousness constitute ordinary bondage for the material world. Thus, one should not misunderstand the exalted position of the residents of Vrindavan, nor should one consider oneself highly religious simply because one performs ordinary domestic affairs very enthusiastically, but without Krishna consciousness. By focusing our passionate attachment on our family and society, we are completely deviated from the progressive path of Krishna consciousness. Conversely, if we engage our family in the loving service of the Lord, our endeavors to maintain our family may become part and parcel of our progressive spiritual duties. In conclusion, by studying the extraordinary status of the residents of Vrindavan, we can see that the essential quality of their lives is pure Krishna consciousness, the rendering of loving service to the Lord without a trace of material desire or mental speculation. Such loving service to the original personality of Godhead immediately creates the atmosphere of Sri Vrindavan Dham, the kingdom of God. Srivad Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Sarartha Darshan Tika says, here Lord Krishna may protest the sannyasis will object that the inhabitants of Braja, who are all householders, have fallen into a network of material life, bound by attachment to wife, children, and a host of other persons and things. Brahma replies, yes, that is true, but for most materialistic grihasthas, however, what to speak of the householders of Braja, even your ordinary devotees in other places are superior to these sannyasis critics. Attachment, hatred, and other material emotions are great thieves because they steal the great treasure of pure bliss from the soul. The rebellious souls are bound by their karma, placed in the prison cell of household life, and tied with foot shackles to a host of illusions so that they cannot criticize the Supreme Lord after having lost their wealth. O King, O Krishna, as long as people do not get the mercy of your devotees and become your followers, they remain in this position. However, when they become your devotees, they develop attachment for bhakti and aversion to things obstructing bhakti, and then they repose all their love in you. In this way, the thieves of material attraction, hatred, and love become sanctified by becoming fixed in you, and then help the devotee by giving him spiritual bliss, knowledge, and a host of advantages. In that way, the same home which was formerly a prison cell created by favorable and unfavorable karmic reactions becomes for your devotee a place filled with service to you by hearing and chanting your glories and a host of other activities meant to please you. These activities carry one to your eternal abode. Thus, when a devotee awakens his affection for you, and then the bewilderment or moha from objects such as his wife and sons becomes a cause of expressing anubhavas, his prema for you. How can householders like this be compared into ordinary sannyasis? And they say there is a long purport. So, Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Vaishnava Dosani says, Adaya means anger and other emotions. Tabad Ragadaya, Tabad Ragadaya. Adaya means anger and other emotions. The anger of the devotee, however, becomes part of bhakti. By scolding the fools, the devotees lead them to deliverance. O Krishna, directly the Supreme Lord, directly the Supreme Lord. If their properties are for themselves, how is their attachment for enjoying matter, their welcoming guests, and showing affection to each other viewed? It is not seen as belonging to you, not they. Or O King, O Krishna, who gives complete bliss, to that extent they offer respect to you. In this way, attachment becomes a thief, which by its nature steals the gems of discrimination, determination, and other good qualities. Adeha indicates that one, on attaining this, one develops anger, etc. The house and conduct of a householder cause suffering by restriction like a prison. Mutual affection causes lack of independence like shackles on the feet. Actually, the meaning is this, Sanatana Goswami says, devotees nourish their bhakti by attachment to things that they offer to the Lord. They spread bhakti by anger at persons engaged in not serving the Lord. As householders, they show compassion for all beings by serving the devotees. But this will not happen until they become devotees. Javat nate jana. So if they serve me constantly, though I cannot reward them the highest goal, is it wrong? O Krishna, attractor of all hearts, as long as they do not become people of Raja, Janaha, dedicated to your service, dancing and singing with attachment, Ragadaya, they will be like thieves, causing disturbances. The house will cause grief like a prison. Affection for devotees or moho will be chains on the feet, causing lack of independence. In this way, there are also other purports, but I like to speak the next verse, that is verse 37. प्रपञ्चं निष्प्रपञ्चोऽपि विडम्बयसि भूतले प्रपन्न जनतानन्द सन्दोहं प्रतितुं प्रभो. My dear master, although you have nothing to do with material existence, you come to this earth and imitate material life just to expand the very varieties of ecstatic enjoyment for your surrendered devotees. In the purport, and the disciples of Srila Prabhupada Maharaj quotes Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who points out that just as a lamp doesn't seem to shine as brightly in sunlight as it does in the shade, or as a diamond doesn't seem as brilliant on a silver platter as it does on a plate of blue glass. The Lord's pastimes as Govinda do not seem as amazing in the transcendental abode of Vaikuntha as they do within the material realm of Maya. Lord Krishna comes to the earth and acts toward his pure devotees exactly like a devoted son, boyfriend, husband, father, friend, and so on. And with the darkness of material existence, these brilliant liberated pastimes give unlimited ecstasy to the surrendered devotees of the Lord. So, Sararthada Santika Vishwanath Chakravarti says that something, okay, I have already quoted. So, Dashipa Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Vaishnava Dosani says that though you are beyond the material world, you imitate the world by being a son, etc. Why? You do this in order to give bliss to your devotees by hearing about your pastimes related to Braja, or do you really perform pastimes as a son with the devotees? You who cause others to exit the material world, this prapancha become fixed Vidambayasi, in spreading bliss by pastimes to the people of Raja, Prapanna Janata. In this way, I'd like to conclude here. Thank you for very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our channel, and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.